Greetings, dear beloved. This is North Shore Church of Christ. I happen to be Terry Atwater, the minister of this congregation. We're coming to the community at a time when we all need support and we need guidance. We need mentoring. We're living in what might be for many hopeless times, but there is hope even in hopeless times. As you may be well aware, it is said about Jesus that he was the same yesterday, today, and forever. We need a standard that we can live by, something that we can hold on to. So many individuals in this world today, they are hopeless. When one becomes hopeless, they begin to think irrationally, perform behaviors that might not be good for them or those in their circumstance. But if you take on Jesus, ultimately he will guide you, because Jesus, as you know, is unchanging. Our society, we're living in a world now where there is changing sexism, there's changing nationalism, there's changing racism, changing ageism, changing terrorism. But there's one thing that does not change, and that is Jesus. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. The Master God, the omnipotent God, is the same. The sun rises in the east, it sets in the west. The message is the same. If you tie into the message of Jesus, it's the same. It worked in history, it'll work in the present, it'll work in the future. His mission is the same, and that is to save humanity, you and myself, and give us hope. Now let me share with you quickly in this lesson 3 things that will bring about an answer to hopelessness. One is you need a Jesus-centered dedication. If you dedicate yourself to Jesus, be steadfast and unmovable, you'll find that not only will he save you, but he will sanctify you, set you apart, and be with you when you're lonely and when you feel hopeless. So you need a Jesus-centered dedication. Secondly, to deal with hopelessness, you need a Christ or Jesus-centered education. Let Jesus educate you, because what he teaches you is not style, but substance. In other words, he can provide academic teaching as well as a systematic training. See, not only should we be taught, but we need to be trained. And one way to be trained and taught is to study the word and learn how to study the word. Many people do not know how to study the Bible. As a matter of fact, just to share a thought with you, when it comes to the education side, the Bible basically has 3 dispensations. There is the patriarchal dispensation, where the God of heaven talked directly to the heads of families. Then there's a Mosaical time period, where the God of heaven dealt with Moses and the prophets. And now we're living in the Christian dispensation, where Christ is the communicator, and he communicated through the word, and mainly the New Testament, the New Covenant, which is a better covenant. There are many that read the Old Covenant, but the Old Covenant is not for our salvation, it is for our learning, as the Apostle Paul said. So a Christ-centered education will move you out of hopelessness to a world of hope. And finally, a third thing is you need a Christ or a Jesus-centered presentation. So look at these 3: dedication, education, and then your presentation. Your presentation is your lifestyle. We must learn to develop a reasonable lifestyle, a reliable lifestyle, be reliable, and a resistible or respectable lifestyle, one that others will respect us. When you do that, you begin to move out of hopelessness to a world of hope. See, when you have hope, number one, you'll hold on to the best. That, of course, is Jesus. When you have hope, you will aim for the best. That means you'll aim to have a Jesus life. And when you have hope, you'll visualize the best. See, anybody that say in athletics, you're going to play golf, basketball, or whatever, you want to be the best. But to be the best, you have to visualize being the best. The same is true in life and behavior. Visualize the best. That moves you toward a life of hope. And finally, you need to expect the best. The Lord provides the best. You expect the best from the Lord. Let me close with this thought. We at North Shore Church of Christ can give you more detail relative to how you can become involved in a life that has hope. Because you know the Apostle Paul said, now, which is an adverb of time, now abideth faith, hope, and charity or love. These three, but the greatest of these is love. Today I talked to you about hope. The next lesson we'll talk to you about faith. And the next lesson after that, we'll talk to you about love. May God bless you. If you have any questions, just simply call us at the Church of Christ, 847-623-9727. We also have a website, and other contact information will be available to you. May God bless you. Thank you very much.